Selling land, don't make these mistakes. What's going on, guys? These are 4 things that you absolutely have to do if you're selling land or a house on some acreage. If you don't do these 4 things, you're gonna leave money on the table and it's gonna take you longer to sell. Make sure to stay tuned all the way to the end of this video. If you miss a single point, it just won't have the same effect. I've been selling real estate in Texas for 6 years, and in that time I've seen some incredible listings and some not so incredible listings. And it kills me to see some of the mistakes that some sellers and some agents are making when they list land for sale. Now let's start by throwing everything else out the window and agreeing on one thing. In this day and age, when buyers are looking to buy a house or land, they start by looking online. As a matter of fact, the National Association of Realtors statistics show us that 96% of buyers are using online tools in their search. Gone are the days when you'd walk into a broker's office and have a physical book of listings to drive around and show to you. Because of this significant change, one of the most important things when selling land in 2022 is making sure that your online strategy is absolutely optimized to get buyers to stop scrolling and to click on your property. Now, the first thing that we need to do to make sure that buyers are clicking on your property is to get professional photography. And by that, I mean we need some aerial shots. Some agents think that because raw land that they're selling is simpler than a site-built home or a luxury build, that it's acceptable to not spend a single cent on photography or marketing. That couldn't be farther from the truth. If anything, land listings are more unique than residential listings. And if your agent wants to charge you a ton of money to sell your property, but isn't gonna spend any of their own, isn't that a red flag? Let's compare a few different photos. This is how it came off of the market. This is how I relisted it. This is a photo that the previous agent took. These are the photos that we produced. You can see the difference. And as you're looking at these, think about what made you fall in love with that property when you bought it. Was it just the information on the square footage, cost, and utilities? Or did you put boots on the ground and fall in love with your surroundings? So on to our second point. Now we've got great photos of your land. What are we gonna do with them? Well, we just talked about surroundings. And it's not just the lot itself that you want to focus on, but you also want to highlight some of the characteristics and benefits of the neighborhood and the greater area as a whole. It's important to have property boundaries photoshopped onto some aerial photos to give prospective buyers a better understanding for the layout of your property. If you've owned your land for a while and are familiar with the survey and the boundaries, it's all too easy to miss the fact that a buyer could be looking at the exact same photos of the property as you, but have no clue where the property boundaries are. And that's especially true on properties that have a lot of tree coverage. This is why property boundaries are important to have in your listing photos. Another great way to maximize exposure online is by labeling the photos with nearby points of interest. For instance, if one of the main benefits of a property is that it's 8 minutes away from town, but you feel like you're way out in the countryside, you could label the front road as 8 minutes to town, emphasizing planned future development, schools, employers, driving distances, shopping centers. These are all the things that you need to include to help inform buyers on the highest and best use of your property. Would it make a tranquil dream home site? Is it good for residential development? Do the restrictions and location allow for commercial use? Including this information will help your property stand out from other listings. Now, this isn't step 3, but a bonus step 2.5 is to smash like on this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with real estate in Central Texas. Step 3, we've got great photos. We've improved them to show the lot boundaries and all the surrounding features of the area. Now we need to take the single most important step, which is to make sure your property is listed so that all buyers looking for land in Central Texas will see it. The foundation for this is our MLS coverage. That means you need to have a great listing agent like me to list a property on all 3 of our local MLSs. MLS stands for Multiple Listing Service, and it's the website that only agents can access. And yes, there are 3 of them in Central Texas. You have the Austin MLS, the San Antonio MLS, and you have the Central Texas MLS. Some agents will tell you you only need to use one MLS, and that's not wrong, but why not advertise your property in more places? Last week, we contracted a land deal where I represent the seller. It was south of Canyon Lake in an area that's primarily only served by the San Antonio MLS, and yet we found our buyer through an agent who's only a member of the Austin MLS. If I hadn't listed it in Austin, we would not have gone under contract. The foundation for your marketing strategy should be built off of full MLS coverage. Step 4 is to market your property all over the internet other than on the MLS. When I list a house, I have it syndicated to thousands of third-party websites. When I list land for sale, I do the exact same, but I take a few additional steps. Land.com is a great resource for selling land. LoopNet is a perfect resource for pointing your land listing at potential commercial buyers and developers. And there are also a lot of equestrian properties like horseproperties.net. Now, if you've done all the steps above, a bonus 5th step is to employ Google pay-per-click ads to generate additional traffic for your listing. Now, I've used Facebook ads in the past, but with the recent Apple privacy update, I've seen way more success and a lower cost per lead using Google pay-per-click ads in 2022. I hope you found this information helpful. If you're thinking about buying or selling land here in Central Texas, reach out to me at 512-757-7325 or skydivingrealestateagent.com. Check out the channel for more videos. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.